Hi, so in this video I'm going to install some Waverly tuners into this ukulele headstock, into a solid head ukulele. These are guitar tuners. The only difference between the guitar Waverly tuners and the ukulele tuners is this string post length. I think the specifically the uke tuners are about 2 mils shorter, which doesn't really figure into anything for me. So I use the guitar ones, especially for the gold, because there's no gold plated ukulele tuners for Waverly, dedicated ukulele tuners. And these tuners come with these little screws, and I use this drill bit and depth gauge, which is also from Stuart McDonald, and I don't know what this is. I think it's 1/16, and that seems to be good for the Waverly tuner screws. So I've already put the bushings in. These screws they're the old school slot, they're not the Phillips head, and the best thing to use with these screws is this other gadget from Stuart McDonald, which has a corresponding sort of non-slip mechanism. So this fits over this, and then where is it? Yeah, falls into the slot, and then you can't slip and damage a finish, which is a problem with non-Phillips head screws. It also happens with Phillips head. Nothing's worse than working on a headstock and then you slip and you know down a month of finish work. So the only tools you'll need is a drill bit, some sort of sharp hole punch, and a drill. So I'm going to put the drill bit into the drill, and I'll show you how I place and locate the tuners. So just flip this over. Okay. So with tuners, this grub wheel thing is closest to the nut, and you just have to make sure that these holes are filed or drilled or reamed or whatever to correspond with the 1/4 inch posts of the tuners, Waverly tuners. After finishing, these holes get crudded up, so I usually come in with a scalpel and re-clean them. So again, this is towards the bottom. I usually put all 4 on at once so I can observe where everything is laying. This one's a little tight, so I'm going to have to file that out a bit. Okay, I'll just go and get another tool once second. So I'm not sure exactly where I need to remove material from this hole. So I'll start with a reamer, and this won't touch or get anywhere near the bushings. And these reamers work pretty quick, so just a few little turns and give it another try, and there we go. I did have a file, a thin, fine file, but didn't need to use that. So now we just have to figure out where we want to place these, and it's a similar problem with mine and any other headstock that has curved sides. If like when I was talking about in the bushing video, if you've got, you know, a perfect rectangle, it's really easy to line up these edges and the points. So you can line the points up like this, but then these edges aren't parallel, but that usually looks the best. But then you have to consider the distance between here and here. You could, I mean, if you wanted to, you could put them on like that, but as yet, no one's done that. So I like to just look at the whole headstock. And if these are, I don't get a ruler out or anything, if these look good to me, to the naked eye, then that's good. And I just try and make these and these look similar. At the moment this one's a little bit off still. And I'm going to leave it there. So okay. So without moving those tuners, then I come in, change of angle, then I come in with this little gadget and just mark in the center of the tuner hole, rather than actually the screw hole. It's a bit like that board game Operation. You don't want to touch the tuners, otherwise you'll have to rearrange them again so they all line up. Okay, so I've just made small marks, then I'll come in with my more heavy duty center punch and mark them out a bit deeper. So if they're just a little bit deeper than the finish, then that will it just makes the drill bit align itself nicely with the center. You can move it now because the mark has already been made. So I'll just do maybe one of these. So I've set the depth for this, and I usually go just to the before the screw becomes thin, so you don't have to go all the way. Okay, lift this up and blow out the dust and crud. You can even take it out and see just those little bits there. You don't want them to be living there forever, so best just to get rid of it now. So we align the screw and just use the Stumac tool to work it down. Don't push it down all the way, so it's still loose. That's good. Then I put in the second one, and then I do this to the entire however many there are, 4 or 6, depending on if it's a guitar or uke. And so I will continue on with this one and then these other two, and I'll just, once I've got all of them screwed down, I can just fine tune the position just a tiny bit, because when you drill the holes, the screw holes, there's always a tiny bit of movement, and the drill bit doesn't seem to go in exactly where you want it. Not all the time, but it's absolutely no problem. You just fiddle it like 1/64 this way and this one 1/64 this way, and then it's perfect. So yeah, Waverly tuners are good, really good tuners actually. They're my favourite open back ones. The Grovers are good. They just don't have the same clout of name that the Waverlys do. And the Waverlys are a better made tuner. The very best tuners are Robson tuners or Rogers tuners. The Rogers tuners are from Canada, but he's formerly from the UK, I think. And they're about they're about 550 to 600 for a uke set, and about 800 or something like that for a guitar set. And I've used them twice, and they're just phenomenal tuners. They're absolutely beautiful. There's another tuner from Italy called Ulisse, which I haven't used yet, but they look really good. And for a uke set, I think they're about 180, something like that. And they're handcrafted, and they look beautiful. So I think I will stop this video here, and I hope that was of some use. This, if there's any takeaway from this for Waverly tuners, it's this little tool. I think it's about $10 from Stuart McDonald. It's worth every cent. $10. Do it. Thank you. If you like this video, please like it, and if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel, and I will be constantly doing videos like this and anything else you want. If you have anything specific that you want me to do, I will try and film it during my normal building process. At the moment I have all those to build, and that's still getting intonated, and I've got to put that in. These ukes are full of, well, uke cases are full of ukes, and all those guitar molds will be soon filled. So it's busy here at Beau Hannam Guitars. Hope everyone is well and having a good day. Bye.